And so I was like,
all that room.
I was framing and I was just like, oh, this can work. This is nice.
It's like it lines up with my eyes that are also horizontal.
Yeah.
It's like that's why things are like that.
Yeah. It's like there's a purpose behind it. All right, we're ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Do your thing.
Guys, welcome to Corona Fit workout number 14. Yeah, we made it, guys. We made it. Oh, feeling good, feeling strong. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I am super sore from the work that we've done from the previous 13 workouts. And you know, how are you feeling?
Sore.
Yeah.
Not just from the previous workouts, but also all of the challenges, also the workouts on top of the workouts.
Yep.
There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of stuff.
People have mistaken us for fitness influencers who all we do is work out and not have regular jobs. This is awesome.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
Yes.
Yeah, so feeling really good, but I think one of the things that we've definitely been lacking is mobility work. And that's kind of by design, and like it's really sort of lacking in that if you look at the description, it's always just like mobility, do mobility.
You should do it.
Yeah.
You should do it. We're not going to do it, but you should do it.
Yeah, and so this is what today is. You'll notice we have a change of venue, obviously.
It's my living room. Welcome.
Welcome to JoAnn's living room. We're out of the bunker.
Yeah.
And I don't know what assistant coach Totoro is going to do.
She just stood up, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So she'll be joining us at some point here, probably not digging towards the underground bunker, but that's what we're going to be doing, guys. Yeah.
She might try and kill that thing that's living in my fireplace, though, for sure.
Yeah, there is a monster that is definitely living there. We don't know if it's still there or not, but it's
definitely still there.
Combination, how did you describe it, of like daddy long legs meat?
It was, it was like a rat, tarantula, cockroach, centipede hybrid.
I mean,
it walked with like the legs of a daddy long leg, but it was hairy. But it also had a long body like a centipede.
Nope. No, thank you. Like, if I think about it too long, it gives me nightmares. So I'm going to try not to think about it.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to this Poseidon Performance Training. PPTHQ. I'm Zeke Rodrigues Thomas. And with me, as always, is
JoAnn Hawkersmith.
And splitting the difference right here.
It's Totoro.
She found her mark today, which is pretty amazing.
She's doing great.
There we go. You can find me personally on the internet. zekethomas is rad on Instagram and Twitter. You can find JoAnn
at JoJoDoho on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find Totoro here at SoCalDog on Instagram.
Look at that. Look at that, guys. So today is going to be all about mobility. JoAnn is going to take a little bit more of a lead on this one because I have some flexibility, but this is definitely not my area of expertise. Yeah. So we're going to do this. In fact, I am such a novice. I will say I've picked up yoga within the last year or so. And so we're going to see what happens. Huh? It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. With anything, with all of this too, there'll be plenty of modifications. If anything hurts at any time while you're trying to do a stretch, please don't do it. Please stop doing it.
Back out of it.
That's completely fine.
Yeah.
Everyone else, and sometimes you'll find with certain folks as well too, myself included, I can stretch one side of my body completely differently than the other side as well too. There's no harm in taking a child pose, taking a break until you can hop right back in again.
Yeah.
As well too.
In addition to modifications, obviously you're going to realize that there are many levels to this game. Certain parts of my body are super mobile, and there are other parts of mine that are not. And JoAnn's going to show you some levels above and beyond that. So just know that you can scale up or scale down with a lot of this stuff. So I don't know. Shall we do a thing?
Let's do a thing.
Yeah.
Let's try and do a thing.
Let's do it. All right. What do you got for us?
Let's see. To start off, I thought we could start in a tabletop.
Okay.
And I'll show you guys how to do that right here. Again, Totoro always chooses the perfect spot in order to settle down for all of our workouts because she just wants to be a part of it.
Hey, JoAnn, who are you wearing today, by the way? Just looking at our frame today.
I'm wearing Thick Fit. It's a lovely company that is based in Los Angeles, handmade as well too. Loving their sports gear as well. It's super comfy. I cannot emphasize that enough. It is super comfy. So yeah, if you guys if you like this outfit, that's where you can find it, at Thick Fit.
Excellent. We'll tag them. And of course, guys, hey, if you want to support this thing, I almost forgot about support, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a different place, thrown off by the run of show. Guys, hit that Venmo, Zeke-Thomas-3 if you are enjoying this and getting useful knowledge and workouts out of all this stuff, of course. Consider supporting the Patreon, patreon.com/fightstuff. Lots of good work happening there in the world of combat sports. And, of course, our friends over at the Coldest Water, which is over there. And look at that. She holds it with such disdain. The Coldest Water, here we go.
Because they still don't have one.
Because it's... well, we're working on that, really, with all that free time that we have.
Totoro. It's fine.
Yeah, referral code ZekeThomas. Be sure to get at that and ignore the dog that's in the beginning, at the front of your frame. All right, cool.
Cool.
That takes care of the business, guys. Let's get into our first position.
So
what do you got for us?
Professional.
Yeah.
We're going to start off at a tabletop. So you want your knees underneath your hips.
Okay.
You want your hands underneath your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, we're just going to do a couple of cat and cows. So for a cat, you want to look down towards your belly, arch your back up, and kind of suck your gut in as well too.
Mm-hmm.
That certainly helps. Hold that position for a little bit. And then when you're ready, you're going to drop your belly, look up. You should really feel this if you've been, for instance, sitting at a desk all day, looking forward.
What's going on with our breathing, by the way?
Good question.
Yeah.
I am terrible, actually.
Oh, no.
I don't know. 100%.
Yoga and mobility is about breathing.
Again, I am by no means an expert on any of this. What do you want from me?
Nothing. You're just so good at this stuff normally that I'm just like, oh God, all right. Yeah, so...
Yeah. I would say...
Should we go with the Ujjayi breath?
Yeah,
in through the nose,
breathe
out
in
through
through your nose, out through your mouth, that sort of thing. For me personally, I always tend to breathe as much actually in and out through my nose as well too, because that actually helps with my heart rate as well. But everyone is completely different again.
Yeah.
If it helps you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, then by all means do that as well too.
Sure. Yeah, I'm generally speaking, when I do any sort of yoga, I go in through the nose, out through the nose, try and keep my core temperature kind of elevated is what I try to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a novice.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
Let's try and sync up our breath with our movements, yeah? From what I'm told, that's a thing.
It is a thing.
All right, cool.
I don't know about it all.
All right,
fine.
what do we got?
Do you want to breathe in because we're in a cow?
Yeah.
And then out, back into cat. I hope this is right. It could be opposite. Who knows?
We are not experts, guys. We're just ham-fisting our way through life.
And then let's dip back down into cow. And then arch your back, look down, back to cat. And then there's a few variations that I actually like doing with this as well too, if you guys would like. When I actually arch back into a cat, I like to actually get into a child's pose. If you keep, I believe it's your feet together and your knees together as well too, this should actually be more of a lower back stretch.
Okay.
Rather than if you keep your knees apart, it actually will probably stretch your hips a little bit more.
Yeah,
As well too. So whatever you guys need, that's what you should do. And then if you actually want to go ahead and arch back up from cat pose back to tabletop, and then arch your back, let your belly drop, look up into cow, and then you can push back again into child's pose. So just for another minute or so, whatever feels good for you guys, you should just keep, if you want to keep doing that motion as well too, if that feels great, you can do that a few more times. If you want to dip your belly and just do a couple of cat cows, just static as well too, please do that.
Since I totally forgot, do we have scap push-ups on this list?
We do.
Okay, cool. Might help if I pay attention, guys.
We do. We can do that after this if you would like.
Whatever. I mean, this is just good to be focusing on mobility for the first time in forever.
do two more cat cows, and then we can do some scalp push-ups, like Zeke is so politely asked.
Zeke knows that his body and his shoulders are incredibly jacked up.
Yep. Zeke. JoAnn knows that too, because Zeke made them that way. So.
Listen, this is completely voluntary. You chose to do this.
Mm-hmm. Do you actually want to guide through scalp push-ups? You probably know those ones actually better. I mean, because that's less yoga-y.
Yeah, so one of the things that I tend to do in class when I'm going over scapular mobility, when we have the ability to, we hang from any sort of bar or hanging surface, and we sort of activate our scapula up and down. And so when we're trying to replicate that, but now in a pushing motion, right? From here, we're in the tabletop. Hands are roughly, shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And we start from our tabletop and maybe even a little bit higher. And then we depress our chest, trying to bring our scapula together. And then back out at the top. And we try to sync up our breathing. So we breathe in and then out as we press up. And let's go ahead and do that 8 more times.
You're kind of just dropping.
Yeah, essentially just dropping your chest and pressing out of that, bringing your chest back up each and every time. I'm going to do 2 more for me. Okay. Feeling great / terrible. Yeah. Shaking that out. All right.
Awesome.
Cool. What you got?
Cool. Let's actually get into a high plank then now.
Okay.
And then from this high plank, so obviously back straight, you want your hands underneath your shoulders again. And we're actually going to slowly, as slow as you can, lower down to the mat.
Okay.
From here, you're going to actually get your hands a little bit away from your shoulders again, if you can. And then let's go ahead and take your right leg, and then let's throw it over your left leg and just reach out. You should just feel this twist in your back.
Okay.
Yep. And hold that, because that's going to be...
And I'm keeping both my hands flat on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay.
And again, if this is too tough, you can straighten out one arm, straighten out the other, whatever helps.
Gotcha.
Breathing in, breathing out, do your thing.
Not holding your breath?
Go ahead, nope. Back to center, and then go ahead and reach your left leg over your right. Ooh, this one actually, yeah, okay.
Okay. Gotta remember to breathe. Guys, don't be like me. Don't hold your breath, please.
I totally hold my breath. Awesome, cool. So let's go back to center. And then from here, actually, we're gonna do a cobra. So I'm actually gonna show you a little bit from this angle before we kind of face camera, actually, a little bit as well, too. So when you're doing a cobra, hopefully if I can guide this through, you want your feet together.
Okay.
And you actually want to press through on the bottom of your feet and your thighs as well, too, as well as your waist and hips. You want your hands relatively like by your ribs, just like below your armpits, really. And then when you first rise up, you're actually going to press down with the lower part of your body in order to rise up your shoulders. You're going to look forward, and then once your shoulders are like lifted, then you look up as well, too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then go ahead and lower down. And then press again on the top of your feet, top of your legs, hips, and then raise up. And lower back down. Now we're gonna do a variation of that cobra.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say funky cobra. So if you want to go ahead and face the camera.
Yeah.
Because it'll be fun.
All right.
So we're gonna get in the same position that we were before. So you guys, you don't have to obviously move and face the camera. That'd be weird.
Okay.
We're not really there. So you want to reach out a little bit further than you normally would, right? And you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna press down on the top of your feet, top of your legs as well too, down to the floor. And then you're going to raise up again with your body and your arms this time as well too. The whole upper half of your body, like look up once you're kind of raised. And then when you're ready, you're gonna dip down one shoulder. So let's dip down our right shoulder to the ground. Hold that for a second. You feel okay?
Yeah, all right.
You don't sound okay.
Yeah, I'm doing great, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it here for. Are you gonna be fine if I hold it here for a little bit longer?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, great. Then back up, and then dip your left shoulder down.
So now that you can see, am I doing this halfway right?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Then back up. Let's do the other side again. Yeah, I can really twist my shoulder in because my arms can do that. But if you can't, that's fine. You can see there's like, it looks like it's broken on camera. This is really gonna freak people out, but that's fine.
Yeah, like if you saw my right shoulder, it is not doing what JoAnn's is doing.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm breathing. Dude, this side's actually better.
Yeah.
And again, if you see something that I'm doing that is tragically like,
No,
see,
you're fine.
don't do that, please let me know.
And then a few things, like people tend to like to move around a little bit in this pose. Reason being is that you kind of can really shake something loose. If you if a certain movement or something like that feels good and like rolling your shoulders and everything, by all means take the time to do that a few times as well too. You're not obligated to. It's just another option. So our shoulders do look like sick. Like just like a little yeah. Cool.
Alright, now that we're done admiring ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm great. Yeah.
So I did want to show you guys basically how to chaturanga. Whenever I say that, or whenever you hear that in a yoga class, in case no one knows yoga. And do I know how to explain it? Do I know how to explain it with the breathing? Nope.
I hear a yoga practice is really supposed to be in sync with your breathing.
It for sure is.
Oh, okay, cool.
It for sure is. No, 100%. I am terrible at it. If I do not have a yoga instructor telling me every single second, like when to breathe, I will just hold my breath. And that is something that I've always struggled with. Again, hopefully we can at least teach you the movements. Or you should really go to a yoga class if you're looking for professional
Yeah. Do you do that during our regular workouts, during functional fitness stuff? Do you hold your breath?
Yes, I do. 100%.
Really?
That's why I get so tired.
That explains so much. Okay.
Yeah, I have to be told. And I don't know if it has to, well, we can get into this.
Yeah, of course. Anyways, let's keep moving around.
I don't know if it's a track related thing too. I think we talked a little bit about this before in training for stuff like that.
Sure.
Cool.
All right, chaturanga.
Yeah. So if you're in a plank.
Okay.
And you're holding your typical plank, we've done this so many times before. You're lowering halfway down.
Halfway down, got it.
And then when you flip, you want to actually make sure that the top of your feet you guys can't see, but are flat on the ground. Maybe Zeke can show you actually because he's a little bit, Yep, perfect. Okay. You want to make sure that your thighs are you guys can actually see that they're not touching the ground at all. So when you're looking up, your whole body is still kind of floating as well too. And then from here, you're going to flip your toes. Okay. You're going to bend your knees. Okay. And then push your waist back until you're in a downward facing dog. When you're in a downward facing dog, typically you want your hands about shoulder width distance apart. You want your thumbs kind of somewhat facing each other so that way it forces your triceps to turn and face each other or whatever that's called.
Okay. Internal rotation?
There you go.
Okay, cool.
You want your feet about hip width distance apart as well too. And if you can get them flat on the ground, great. If you can't, because I can't, You can go ahead and like give a little bend to your knee if that helps as well. But your goal here is to get your back as straight as possible, which this camera is actually helping me do. Cool.
All right.
So let's just do that again one more time.
Yeah.
So back to plank.
Okay.
Halfway down.
Halfway down.
Upward facing dog.
Upward facing dog.
And then downward facing dog.
Got it.
Cool. Awesome. So now that we are in downward facing dog, let's go ahead and pick up your right foot.
Okay.
Point that up.
Uh-huh.
Now let's make that your right knee.
Okay.
Try and touch your nose. You want to arch your back just like you were in cat pose earlier as well too. Then go ahead and look forward between your thumbs.
Okay.
And once you have your gaze set, try and step your foot right where you're looking.
Okay.
It really does help to actually like look where you want to set your foot down. It helps you actually like reach to where you need to go. Now that you're in this lunge, you can go ahead and set your knee down. And let's just hold this lunge for a while. You guys can like lean into it as well too, if that helps you out. You should feel something. You should. Just something, anything.
Anything at all.
Anything at all.
I mean, I tend to feel it in my, since our right leg's forward, I feel in my left hip. Yeah?
Yeah. You should feel it in your left quad, right? Yeah, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
We're no experts. It's fine. If you guys can, and if you want to, you by now, if this is enough, stop here. But if you guys would like, you can go ahead and set your left arm on the ground. And then go ahead and pick up your left foot, reach back with your right arm, and grab the outside of, well, if you can grab your pinky toe, that'd be great. But if wherever you can grab, that's fine. I tend to actually also grab from the top of my foot, so I can really bend it towards my butt, which is very much on camera. That's great.
Yeah, you give the people what they want to. I mean, listen, you got Thick Fit going, you want that sponsorship.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Awesome. We're going to go ahead and slowly release.
Okay.
You always want to have as much of a controlled release whenever you guys are in a bind or anything like that as much as possible. And then from here, we're actually going to go into a half split. So you still want your hips to be facing forward, keep them as square as possible. Try and keep your toes pointing up as well too. And then from here, you're going to actually kind of get your chest as close to your toes as possible. So rather than trying to like really reach with your arms or your head, you want to try and like get your whole upper body closer to your toes. Does that make sense? Your heart towards your toes? Is that what they call it? Your heart muscle?
Ooh, heart muscle, sit
Heart
bones.
muscle,
Yeah.
Sit bones. What is a sit bone? We don't have to talk about this now. It's fine.
Yeah,
I feel like we feel the same.
This is the after show. Yeah.
How you doing on that half split?
It feels great in my right hamstring. Is that what it's supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Cool.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It probably feels great because we've been doing a whole lot of lunges, a whole lot of air squats.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So from here, we're actually going to put our right foot down on the ground.
Okay.
And then if you guys can, you're going to shift over and just like a Cossack squat, right? Or Skandasana.
Yeah, that's it. Skandasana. Love that Sanskrit.
Yes. See, scoot over. I feel like you're, or should I scoot over?
There. I'm going to shift over
Oh,
to the
okay.
other side. How does that work for you?
Except you're going to bear on the opposite side for the rest of
Yeah, no, I got you.
And just hold this out.
If
you guys can't, I can't. Again, like I lack that mobility in my ankle. But if you can get it to sit like flat on the ground, ooh, yeah, that's goals right here.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad. Awesome. And then we're gonna go ahead and Skandasana on the other side of the mat. Oh, did you hear that click?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that click.
Yeah.
Got a case of the clicks in the hips.
Yeah. So good. That's great. We're doing great.
Yeah. I am taking some weight off of this just because I feel so good.
That's completely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
I guess I could on this side, but
as needed.
Places a little bit of stress on my hip that I'm not really in love with.
and turn and face the back of your mat now.
Mm-hmm.
You go ahead and step actually into a plank again.
Okay.
Let's chaturanga. Yay. So upward facing,
Mm-hmm.
back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out again. Make sure everything feels good. Or not. I mean, we're also doing a lot of uncomfortable stretching. Yep.
Yes, we are. But it's good for us.
It's good for us. All right, let's go ahead and pick up your left foot now.
Mm-hmm.
Point it up. Then knee to nose.
Okay.
Arch your back as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Look between your thumbs. Go ahead and step that through.
Okay.
And then knee to the ground.
Okay.
And now,
And now is our back foot, is it active or is it sort of passive? Like?
It is passive aggressive. It is laying flat on the ground.
Hi.
She's got jokes. We're doing great. How are we? We're doing great. We're doing great. Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally doing great.
Yeah.
That's good.
So whenever you guys are ready, because I know I sure am. Right hand on the ground.
Okay.
And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and pick up your right foot.
Mm-hmm.
And then reach back and grab that foot.
Ooh, yeah, that feels great.
Mm-hmm. And when you say great, do you actually mean painful?
I mean good and painful at the same
Okay.
time, with an emphasis on my hip and upper quad.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if that's what we mean, then yes.
Sure.
I'm also looking, that looks like I need a new pedicure. Apparently in the zombie apocalypse, I need to take better care of
Oh my god, do our nails match right now?
I don't know, I have like a silvery gunmetal gray. What do you
I
got?
just have black.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got out of my black phase once I stopped being depressed.
Oh.
Or my
I'm still
medication
in that
kicked in.
phase.
Yeah.
Now from here, we can transition back into a half split.
Okay.
Now on our left side, obviously. And again, you just want to, in fact, if this helps at all, kind of like reach up first
Okay.
to like fully extend and then just bend at the waist.
Okay.
Sometimes that helps people get further.
Get tall. Yeah.
This camera here makes me wish that I had a mirror, so when I practice, I can actually make sure that like I'm
Your
doing
things
what
are
like
doing what they're supposed to be doing?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just again being reminded of how inflexible my hamstrings are relative to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all goals for me to have some more mobilized hamstrings.
Cool. When you're ready, you can go ahead and transition into another Skandasana
Okay.
as well.
This side's a little bit better now. Okay.
Yeah, it should be a little bit better.
Yeah. Like this foot's actually flat and the other one's pointing where it should be.
Totoro's found the crumbs in the couch.
Yeah.
Totoro? No. Tell her to eat it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm sure there are crumbs that are perfectly fine for her to eat. Pets are great, you guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead and switch sides. If you can do it without touching the ground.
Or if you gotta shake it out like me, you can do that as well. Now for me, I have the same mobility ankle thing that JoAnn does on this side. And
I can like this side, I can step out a little bit further, but then I lose a lot of my balance.
yeah,
There too.
like it's possible,
Yeah,
but then it
it
gets
gets-
a little funky.
Yeah, for sure. Ugh. I'm gonna like, this next flow is gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Tell us about this flow, JoAnn. What do you got?
Cool. Now when you're done with that, let's actually do another chaturanga on this side as well too. So we're gonna go plank, halfway down,
Halfway down.
upward
Up
facing
dog.
dog, downward facing dog.
Got it.
So great that my dog always decides to dig a hole every single recording, but never does that otherwise.
I was about to say, I feel like this is a new behavior that I've
Yes.
never seen up until.
Yeah. So now that we have been in downward dog, you actually want to move forward again into a plank.
Okay.
And then let's actually get on our right hand side as well too. Go ahead and reach up for side plank.
Okay. Oh, don't mind me.
So you got it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And then from side plank, you're actually going to lift your foot up so that way it kind of hovers over your knee.
Okay.
And then you're going to step it back.
Okay.
Arch your back.
Okay.
And reach back so you flipped your dog.
Dude, this feels so graceful.
Yeah, right? Hopefully this next part feels equally graceful.
Okay, because this feels like a good stretch in my hip, and I'm really into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now look basically to the left of your right hand, so down on the floor, on the left side of your mat.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to lift your leg up.
Okay.
And then float it there.
Whoa!
Yeah. Did we make it?
Dude, we made it.
Did we all make it? And then from here, you're actually going to rise up into crescent. So what helps with the crescent, again, you want your hips facing forward. I actually have to bend my back right knee a little bit in order to get them facing forward a little. And then I straighten it back out, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then reach up.
And our feet should be like roughly hip width apart, yeah?
Yeah, you should feel like you're kind of on like train tracks.
Okay, got it.
I tend to always feel like I'm walking a tightrope. That is not ideal.
Man, this feels like a big stretch in my right quad and hip. Is that good or bad?
It's like, oh, you should not be feeling that.
Yeah, it's like, whatever you do.
Don't move.
Dude, let me help you out of that. Do you need a spot?
And actually, I'm going to go to Warrior 2 here. You're right. It'll be better. And then you want to straighten out your front left leg. Just your left leg, straighten out your left. I don't know why I said front left leg. It's fine. You're going to reach forward a little bit.
Okay.
And then from here, set your, if you can, your left arm down, bend back.
Okay.
And you're in triangle. Isn't that something? If you guys want to go next level, you can actually reach underneath and then reach over as well too, and then get in that bind.
Did I do this earlier?
You
or
did.
Was that a different one?
I would love to see it again. Let me step out of the way so that way.
All right, so coach me through it.
Yeah. So actually, let's go ahead and bend your arm that is up in the air.
Okay.
Backwards on your back, like that. Yeah, first.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And now you can go ahead, if you can, reach around and keep your leg straight with your other arm underneath your leg.
Okay.
And then up and over, if you can.
All right.
Do you want actually, here.
Hey, look at this. Almost.
Here.
Woo!
Here. See.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand you
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
And then drop that down your back, so do the same thing.
Okay.
So if you guys have a belt or something, this is super helpful. Then reach your arm underneath.
Okay.
No, like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can actually start pulling on the rope if that helps you out as well too. So you're gonna pull it so that way it's still like there.
Yeah.
But and then grab actually the rope over here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you can like get into that bind.
Okay.
This helps out people like stretch basically until you can get in that position.
Yeah.
Because that should already be taxing enough.
Yeah.
Go. Get out of that bind, man. You've been
Dude,
there forever.
okay, well, listen.
Like a crazy person.
It's like someone was telling me to do that. Okay, cool. All right.
From here, let's do a stretch. And I'm going to stand. This is just way too close. I'm sorry, you guys. We're going to right down basically the middle. So after you guys have your feet pointed to the back of your mat,
Okay.
you're going to reach down and look back this way. If you can, you can actually start walking your hands back until they're kind of like underneath your waist as well too. If you want to go like again, like next level, you can grab like the outside of your legs as well. So that way you can try and get your chest like flat with the top of your thighs.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Oh, feel great.
Hold this for a few seconds.
Yeah, I feel like I get a better stretch with my hands on the ground, but like pushing. Oof. Hamstrings, huh? Yeah.
Cool. So from here,
Okay.
let's go ahead and you want to point your foot to the back of this mat, and we're actually going to rise up into like Warrior 2 again.
Okay.
And then from here, straighten your leg, reach back, and then back to it. So now you're on a triangle on the other side. And then I honestly forgot like what's next, so I'm gonna have to.
Don't we bind?
We can bind, yeah.
Right.
Good call. So if you'd like to on this side,
Okay.
you can go ahead and bind again. There's no shame if you have to use your strap. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, I'm there.
It's perfectly fine.
Okay. So
Sometimes actually what I just did,
Mm-hmm.
if you guys can, when your arm is like underneath it, if you sit on it as well too, that's like a good stretch.
There are levels to this game,
There's
guys.
levels to this game.
Can't really come out of that. Hamstrings, everybody.
Yeah, hamstrings, everyone. Do you want to finish that side off with another chaturanga?
Oh, I'd love to. Nothing
my
would make me
God.
happier. Like,
Okay.
I actually look forward to these a little bit. It's kind of like what
do you
like
know,
wrestling
again,
push-ups,
another-
sort of like flip them over and what's up?
Another level is like lifting leg up, down.
Yeah, I've seen some girls in my yoga class do that, and I don't.
You've
I
seen it.
Yeah, I'm just like, are you guys just showing off? What's happening here?
I never fall into it though. Like I see a lot of it. Like you did the swimming into it sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was told to go straight down because that's actually better for you,
Oh, okay.
at least form wise.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like, I forget if it's like Japanese or wrestling style push-ups where they sort of like have you go like down and underneath.
Yeah.
And then, but again, what do I
Okay, so from here, if you need to, take a break, child pose it out.
Yeah.
Drink some water.
Yeah.
Because we just went through a few stretchy things that should make you feel some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna finish it up here. Yep, we are. With I would love to do a camel pose, personally. This one is if you guys are sitting around a lot lately, whether it be in your office or in your house. This will help out your back. So if I'm here,
Okay.
and you just want to get on your knees a little bit.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do a back bend, but you guys should feel it like right away. So if you want to cactus your arms,
Okay.
look forward,
Okay.
and then just start arching your back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If you want to do a next level and then lean your whole waist back, so look at how I'm kind of getting at this angle,
Okay.
and then back forward.
Am I doing this?
Yep.
All right,
And back
cool.
forward. It's like a total core thing. And then back forward.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it 3 more times.
Oh, we're supposed to be breathing?
Yep.
I didn't say that.
I never remember. I was holding my breath. That was like the exhale.
Oh, wow. You're gonna hold your breath for 20 minutes.
Again, if you guys, there are many levels to this. If you can actually start to reach back with one arm.
Okay.
And then reach back with the other arm as well too.
Yeah, I feel like I've done a version of this where they're like, put your hands in your jean pockets or something like that. Yeah, I can't do this. Where they're like, go from here. And
If you can't, like, for the longest time, all I could do was just cactusing, but like honestly, that's enough. You're already gonna feel it in your back for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, cool. From here, let's go back and do a downward dog because they're the best ever.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to, reach your right leg up.
Okay.
And then you're actually going to send your right knee to your right elbow.
Okay.
And then from there, you're going to throw it across.
Okay.
And we're going to do some, half pigeons. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So again, you want your hips as square as possible. What helps me is actually getting my shin basically as straight as I can. Look back at your back foot and make sure it's like directly behind your hip as well too. And then look forward, rise up. And then when you're ready, you can start to lower down.
Or you can hang out where you are.
Or you can hang out where you are. Or lay down.
Either one.
I like to lay down.
Yeah, no, if I could, I would. But when I prioritize like square hips and keeping my front leg straight.
That is the most important.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
What's crazy about any stretch is that how some people can really just, oh, you're dumb. Totoro, what are we doing?
You looking at yourself?
No, don't touch.
Hey.
The camera, come here.
Come here.
Come here.
What are you doing?
Okay. What I was going to say before Totoro decided to be a cam op just now is that for some people, stretches are super easy and they can relax in it the entire time. Other folks, they could be in excruciating pain. And it really just depends on how your body is built. Let's go ahead and lift your leg back up, back into a downward facing dog.
Oh, okay.
Pedal it out.
Yeah.
Because you probably need to.
Uh-huh.
And then left leg up.
Okay.
Left knee to left elbow.
Okay.
Hi, sweetie. And when you're ready, throw it across.
Okay.
Again, same thing now on this side. Totoro, I don't understand why.
You've never been such a camera hog before.
Just looking directly for the longest time, probably.
Yeah.
Down the barrel. It's fine. It's great. And then again on this side, same thing. If you can go ahead and inch forward.
And if you can't,
That's fine too.
just hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And breathe. Yeah?
Again, holding my breath. Don't be like me. Breathe. Also eat like a person. I did finally yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It felt great. Actually.
Did abs like immediately come back? 'Cause
They
you ate
did
like a
not
person?
though. That was disappointing. But you mean I did like an ab workout and they weren't immediately there? Cool. So if you guys would like, keep your left leg where it's at. Go ahead and reach your right leg around. Make sure your right ankle is right above your left knee. Same thing with your right knee, right above your left ankle. So actually, if I'm going to show you guys here as well too, you want them kind of perfectly on top of each other or as close as possible as well too. And then same thing on this side, you're just going to start reaching forward.
Okay.
As far as you can until you start feeling something. You feeling something?
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Perfect. Great. We're doing great. Speaking of food, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, same.
Totoro. When you guys are ready, walk it back up.
Okay.
We're going to switch sides. So now your right leg is going to be on the ground. Your left leg is going to be perfectly parallel above that one as well too. And then same thing, start reaching forward until you feel the stretch on that side of your body.
What if I feel the stretch just by having my leg up there? Is that
That's
good?
fine, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, if this is like all that it takes,
Yeah.
that's perfectly
That's awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
There's not something structurally wrong with me that I need to address right this second.
I mean, like not like right this second.
Yeah. Yeah, this side is considerably tighter than the other side. The other one I was like, ooh, I'm making progress. This one is
Yeah, it's usually
challenging.
opposite for me because I'm left
You're left side
side
dominant.
dominant, yeah. Because I'm a lefty.
Do you
Fun fact about JoAnn.
Do you surf and like snowboard and all that stuff? Goofy foot? Like
No, if only because people have always taught me the other way. So I learned, but when I box, it's southpaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that also has to do with,
Yeah, I gotcha. I was trying to remember during surf club, and I was like, wait a second, I don't think we did a thing.
No, surf club, skateboarding, snowboarding, it's still with my right foot.
Forward or back?
I want to say back, right? To help steer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done with this? 'Cause
Yes,
it
we're done with
hurts.
this.
All right, cool.
Last thing that I want to go over is actually hopefully one that you guys are very familiar with. You're just going to throw your feet in front of your body.
Okay.
You're going to reach up. Again, just making sure everything's kind of stretched out. So imagine like a string, like my mom would say, is pulling you up. And then slowly hinge forward again, getting that heart muscle. So towards your feet.
With my sit bones?
Yeah.
My stand bones, actually.
Your stand bones, technically.
Yeah.
If you can, you guys can grab the bottom of your feet as well too. That is a lot for most people. If you can't, you can also just go alongside. If you can't do that, that's fine too. You can actually just like rest your hands on top of your shins as well. It's all fine. Okay. But I definitely need this. And this one I do know, if you breathe in and then out, every time you breathe out, you kind of want to inch closer to your legs.
Towards my stand bones?
Mm-hmm. You make me tense up. This one really hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like folded in half, so I guess it's fine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all I got.
Wow.
Do you feel stretched out?
I do.
Do you feel a little bit better?
I don't know yet. I really don't know. There's been a lot of movement and a lot of weights, and I know my range of motion has definitely suffered over the last 2 weeks. So, and part of that is being indoors and doing heavy, crazy workouts without barbells.
And you guys, there are lots of great like yoga instructors actually out there right now that are posting great routines and flows as well too. I know a few. I know I'll share some as well too, so everyone can get on board.
Actually,
that way you don't have me telling you to like hold your breath during the whole time, because that's impossible.
Yeah. You know, the sign of a good trainer or a good teacher is knowing your limitations. You know,
100%.
Yeah. Which is why we're doing this.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any sort of foam rollers or blocks as well too, Zeke got to experience what it was like to use the blocks today.
Never used blocks before. I've always been a foam roller guy, and yeah, my lower back and my T-spine were definitely feeling it. It would have made a great video having you been rolling.
No, yeah. Anyways. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable for everybody. You know, in the Instagram story, we will probably actually tag some people with their good yoga flows, because you know that's super important. Mm-hmm. And we don't have all the answers. Yeah, there's that.
Cool.
Good work today, guys. Hopefully this was like a little bit of an active rest for you, and hopefully everything's feeling a little bit looser. And we'll get back to lifting the weights and doing the body weight stuff tomorrow. Yeah. And something tells me it might be a conditioning day. I'm just guessing. That's probably where our programming is going. Mm-hmm. JoAnn, got any shout outs you want to do?
Just shout out to Thick Fit again. I love my outfit. Thank you so much. It's so comfortable. I can't, again, like I literally just earlier today, I just threw on like a blouse like over this. So that way for the meetings, no one had to know, but wore this the whole day.
Yeah. Unpaid endorsement right there. Unpaid endorsement for 93 brand jiu-jitsu gear. I love these guys. And like they have all of my money currently. So let's work on addressing that. Of course, the Coldest Water. Take care of these guys. Referral code, my name is zekethomas. Discount code there helps us out as well. The Venmo for all of our wonderful coffee that we're drinking these days. Zeke-Thomas-3. Yeah.
I really keep
It's fine. That's it. And of course, consider donating to the Patreon, patreon.com/fightstuff. Guys, great job today. This has been another PPTHQ video, and we've had a good time doing this. Hope you guys did too. And I guess
that's it.
That's it. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.